Hey guys, Chris here. You join me in the 2018 Volvo XC40 D4 Momentum 2-liter diesel, 190 horsepower, 4-wheel drive. Currently the smallest engine transmission combination you can get in the XC40. You also have the T5 gas engine with 250 horsepower. But at the moment, this is the smallest engine, but also the most expensive, because the D4 is probably more expensive than the T5 in your country. But it might be vice versa, but in most markets, the T5 is a bit cheaper or around the same price. So in this video, I'm going to tell you guys my final thoughts, my final reviews, and my opinions on this car, because I've already covered my first impressions. I've done the detailed interior and exterior video, and I've also done the best and worst. If you haven't seen any of those videos, link up there in the right corner. Check out my channel for extensive detailed videos on those subjects. So today is just going to be a summation. I'm not going to go through everything. I'm going to go through the things I think are important, and we're going to start off here on a country road, on a B road, on a 2-lane road, whatever you want to call it, where the speed limit is 70, 80, 90 kilometers an hour, 40, 50 miles an hour, and the ride on this car is exceptional on these types of roads. On the motorway, the ride is just phenomenal, though tire noise is a tad bit too high for what I prefer. It is probably, I haven't checked the numbers, but I think last time I drove a BMW X1 and an Audi Q3, that this car is just on par, you know, when it comes to road level noise. Then those cars, it might be me just being, you know, used to more expensive, higher tier luxury cars with better sound insulation, laminated windows, stuff like that. You don't get that here. But on, and now we had traffic. On the road we were just on, you know, a B road, on a 2-lane road, on a back road, the sound level is very nice. It's very comfortable, but the ride is also exceptional. And that's one of the strong suits about this car, is the ride comfort. The seat comfort here is brilliant. I've done 1,000 miles with this car in the past 1.5 weeks. That's about 1,600 kilometers, and I have nothing to complain about when it comes to the ride comfort. But now we're going to take the car into the city. We have some traffic here, but when we get past this traffic, I'm going to talk to you guys again and talk about where this car really is at home, where this car, you know, makes the most sense, and that is in the city. It's here in the city, you know, the typical European city with narrow streets, small streets, you know, limited parking spaces, uneven pavement, cobble covered streets, you know, all the characteristic European cities have, where this car is perfect. I mean, this car makes more sense here than anywhere. It's a subcompact size. It's about the size of a Volkswagen Golf. It's a bit longer. It might be even a bit wider, but you sit up high, and you don't sit a bit more up high like you do like in something like a Mercedes GLA or a BMW X1. Here you sit high like you do in a proper SUV, and this has an expansive greenhouse, glass around here everywhere, and you might have seen the kinks on the rear doors. You know, they cut up like that, which look cool, but they don't actually hamper rear visibility that much. Very minimal. You won't even notice it, because the rest of the greenhouse here is so large, and this expansive panoramic sunroof that you can open. You can actually move the whole front panel all the way back out of the way. Usually you have a small gap where you can't, you know, open it up properly. So sitting here, you know, in this beautiful weather in the city, and in front of me we have a Lexus RX 400h, the last generation, and I am sitting as high as he is sitting in that Lexus, which gives you a perspective of just how nice you are sitting in this car. And the light steering, which, you know, on twisty roads isn't very confidence inspiring. I would like something a bit more, you know, a bit more heavy on twisty roads. But here in the city, the steering is just, it's just perfect. And the damping, the comfort is brilliant. You know, potholes, uneven surfaces, hard, you know, patches of pavement, stuff like that, you don't even notice it. This car is just perfect for the city, and here it just makes really a lot of sense. So I like a lot about this car. I like the size of it. I like the way it drives, especially in the city. I like the interior. The interior quality is brilliant. I like the tech. This car has all the tech that you get in the XC90. The 360 camera, you know, the rear cross traffic alert, IntelliSafe with pilot assist to semi-autonomous drive, automatic emergency braking for cyclists, pedestrians, large animals, you know, leave road mitigation. You get all the modern tech that you get in the big boy Volvos. I like the exterior styling. I like the way you sit. But there are a few things I don't like, which is specific to this car, and that is the diesel engine. And I've talked about this many times before. In my XC90, it was okay, but that was because the sound insulation was very good in that car. And in just every other Volvo, it's been a bag of mixed feelings, and the same goes for this car. It's noisy, it's unrefined, you have a vibration in the cabin at idle, especially when cold. When you rev it out, it's noisy at highway speeds. It's fine, but nothing to write home about. The only positive thing about this, it is torquey, it is punchy. This thing is relatively quick for what it is, but throttle tip-in response there. Out of that junction there was a, you know, a small gap to jump into traffic. A really bad throttle delay. I haven't had that experience in any other Volvo with this engine and this transmission combination. So those are the things I don't like about this car, but I like just about everything else about this car. But get this car with the T5 gas engine, or preferably the T4 gas engine. When that's available, there will probably be a T3 gas engine with 150 horsepower, which will be the perfect combination. In this car, you get something that's much more refined, and we all know that Volvo gas engines are miles more refined than their diesel engines. So that's what I think about those things. So that's my final thoughts, my final review on this, the 2018 Volvo XC40 D4 Momentum all-wheel drive. And I really do like this car a lot, and it is blowing a lot, really windy. So we're just gonna, you know, end the video inside of the car. Just became really cold, but I do like this car a lot. I'm not a particular fan of this diesel engine, Volvo's 2-liter diesel engine, and the transmission calibration in this car. I do think that those two things spoil the experience too much for me, because the rest of the car, the rest of the package is brilliant, especially if you know, live in the city. This is the perfect car. Get this instead of an XC60. But if you have more of a longer commute, if you do, you know, highway speeds, higher speeds, you know, 100 kilometers an hour and higher, and you do long stretches of motorways, I'd go for, you know, the XC60 if you can afford it, because the sound levels, the sound insulation in that car is much better. And even if you get that car with the diesel, the sound insulation is better in that car. But for everything else, especially in the city, this car is just brilliant. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you like the XC40? And if you haven't seen my other videos, go ahead, please check out my channel and see that. And last announcement, And just a last annunciation, I've, got a new Instagram account, still called Chris Rifa, but a brand new account with the new name. The old account will be closed in not very long. And on the new account, I do post a lot more car stuff. So if you want to be more updated with what I'm driving at the moment, because there are some delays with these videos, usually go up about a week, 1.5 weeks after I film them because of scheduling. You can follow me on Instagram and, get pictures of the cars much earlier. And I try to post, a couple of times a day. So guys, if you like this video, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, guys, please subscribe. See you guys later and goodbye.